Yeah, you are the voice of CR. I guess that never mind. That answers the first question. All right, so I'll just get right into the questions then. So, who are you, and who do you voice in Clash Island, and how long have you been voice acting for?
My name is Joybuzzahz. I've been voicing CDawgVA in Clash Island. I've been voice acting for about 6, 7 years, kind of hobbyish. Been taking it a little bit more seriously as we, move on, going through different projects and learning from it.
Oh, okay, and how did you get your role for Dog VA, and what was your experience in auditioning for the role?
So I was using my troll account on Casting Call Club, Dirty Daniel, and I auditioned to whatever I think looks kind of funny. And I saw one guy saying he was friends with Sea Dog, he could do a perfect impression, and he auditions, and it wasn't quite the same accent that Sea Dog has. I'll put it politely. And so I gave it a shot because I started trolling Casting Call Club the same time CDawgVA was. He came on there around February of 2019, and same year, January 2019, I started trolling Casting Call Club. I got banned for that month, so when I came back after I got unbanned, everybody thought I was him, and thought he was me, and I would be getting comments on all my troll posts that they're like, "Is this Modest Dick? Is this CDawgVA?" And I'm like, "What?" And I finally see his video on YouTube, and he's been trolling Casting Call Club, and I'm like, "What? You can monetize this? I was just doing it for fun." So it gave me a idea to start trying his voice, and I found out I am actually in the same range as him, maybe a little higher pitched than he is, but I figured I'd give it a shot. And so I gave it a spin, and it worked out.
Yeah, we'll get into more of that later because I have a question on here specifically made for your fun little story, but we'll get into that when we get to that question. So, what do you like most about playing Dog VA, and what about them did you find interesting?
So, I what I like the most about playing the characters, I get to practice my accent. I should do it more often in more roles, but getting to practice, that's fun. I kind of want to meet the guy myself. I saw a couple of his videos when I was a kid, just him trolling stuff or just doing the voice for Black Butler and stuff, and I wasn't really interested in that. I just was interested in the trolling part aspect of it, and seeing myself trolling and then becoming the guy who's the stand-in for him in a series that's well animated was just kind of cool. It's just awesome.
Oh, okay, and did you do any research on on who'd be playing? Obviously, we've kind of already covered that. And what did you discover about them that helped you play them better?
I'm not honestly sure. I think listening to him do his impression of the main character of Black Butler, that I don't even actually know the character's name, but him doing that impression, that's like the most unique his voice gets. And so being able to listen to him try that, I don't know what it is about like listening to YouTubers doing impressions, but listening to their impression helps me do either an impression of the YouTuber themselves or improve my take on a character that they're doing an impression of. For instance, when I was younger, I would listen to PewDiePie doing his Filthy Frank impression, and it wasn't very good, but hearing how he was trying to go for it gave me insight on how to do the actual voice, and I got pretty proficient at it for a while. I can't do it anymore, but
Yeah, we all kind of fall off a bit when we get a bit older. So,
yeah.
so going after that, so obviously you were a fan of them. The question I was going to ask is, were you a fan of them before you got cast as them? Obviously, you just said you were. But here's a question I made specifically because of you is, do you have any interesting history with that person prior to being cast as them on Clash Island?
So as I was talking about, we were both trolling the same website. I had a project I made. He's going after projects that look stupid, and he'll actually record for them. The same thing I do when I'm auditioning for stuff. And then I find out things I was kind of making fun of were actually really good projects. And it turns out, it's a little offensive to the project owners, but once we get an understanding, I grow a lot of respect for them. That's how I usually make friends, is that if one guy I think looks stupid or weird or funny, I diss him in my own mind, and then I actually get to talk to the person, and I'm like, this person's just like me. And then I have to go look in the mirror, and I'm like, yeah, actually, I'm uglier. This guy's nice. But yeah, the project I made mocking the bad projects in Casting Call Club was called Thomas X Asana 18 Plus Movie or something another. And I had the longest, weirdest diatribe about how I got into anime, trying to act like I'm some kind of big, pompous film director. And I still got the rant somewhere on my computer. But that I posted up there. He auditioned for it. He made his video on it mostly. And I never actually got to use him. He auditioned for the roles, though he said he didn't. And I could have just cast him and then had him read whatever nonsense I wanted because he was going to do that. I just never took an opportunity to do it because I was like, you know what? Since this did get this big, I should actually make the project. And then I fell off afterwards. And then they banned my project from Casting Call Club, so that I never got an opportunity to use it.
Yeah, and you also appeared in his video going undercover on a voice acting website, and I literally have the video pulled up right now. When your project under Dirty Daniel is the intro to that video, so I'll have that linked in the description of this interview so people can see your troll project and how everything kind of wraps around years later that he auditioned for your project. Now you actually play him in a project, which I think is quite ironic.
I think it is. It's kind of funny just how that happened.
Yeah, so then moving on to the next question. So what was your initial thoughts on the script without revealing any spoilers? What was your first impression of the concept of Clash Island?
So, I did not grow up watching Total Drama Island. I've seen clips of it, some memes from it, and I think it's probably a pretty funny show. I should watch it. But when I went through the script, I actually can't remember what I read. I don't remember anything I read for projects. I read them, get them done, and I'm involved in them as much as possible while I'm working on the project. And after I read them, it like just goes blank, and I don't remember anything I was in. Which is the best thing, is because then I can enjoy the project with everybody else. The video, I can see it with the audience, and we can like sit there and enjoy it together. That's what I find really valuable, and my ability to forget what I read. But I thought it was pretty good. I mean, if I didn't think it was good, I wouldn't have recorded for it.
Just going into the next question, what would you like to see happen in Clash Island, and what aspect of the project makes you excited to be a part of it?
So, I heard that some of I'm going to answer the last part. I heard that one of the characters we started off with is actually being voiced by her actual counterpart, right? Is that how that works?
So I will say that Iron Mouse was going to voice herself, but she got busy with doing music concerts. So her agent told me that she was unable to do it, but we have somebody that was able to come in and voice her as backup. So that has been. Yeah.
All right. Well, what I can say is that I mean, seeing Jesse's ability to animate, and it looks good so far. I mean, I went through his channel watching some of his content, and just the ability to animate, and then seeing the actual work in progress of this episode, it's awesome, because finding somebody who actually knows how to animate and they actually casting you in their project is kind of rare. So I'm excited to be in something that's actually animated, originally done. And what I'd like to see happen in Clash Island, this is a little vain, but it would be very cool if I ever became famous enough that I would become a character in Clash Island and somebody else voices me. That would be funny.
Man, that's like some Inception shit.
I know. It's obviously not going to probably happen, but that would be funny.
What if the show got big enough that CDawg voiced you?
Yes. Oh yes, that would be perfect. It would be complete full circle.
Everything comes around.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
All right, so this is going to pertain to one of the answers you gave previously, but lots of people contact me asking about becoming a voice actor or voice acting in my projects. So what advice or suggestions would you give people interested in pursuing voice acting?
Okay, so first thing is ask questions to people that if you can find people who are willing to give you information like I am. Like, I mean, you could contact me asking for microphone advice or performance advice and stuff, and I can try my best to work on people personally. But don't be afraid to ask questions. Research your stuff, because there's a really good series on YouTube called How to Be an Online Voice Actor. It's made by Soul Brother Number 3. He made the Class of '09 visual novel and the anime adaptations they got of that. Soul Brother number 3 or SBN3. He makes the best. He tells you mic catalog. He tells you acting. He tells you demo reels. He tells you business talk. Everything is covered in his series. It's basically the voice actor's Bible. And I'm surprised by how many people don't actually pay attention to the content that's in that video, because it's all punctual, it's quick, it's to the point, it's entertaining even if you don't want to be a voice actor. That kind of stuff is just fun to watch. But yeah, research before you get into it. Understand that it's not just about how expensive a mic you buy, it's also performance. If you need to yell, you yell. If your lines are coming out a little you're coming out where you're excuse me, having a brain fart. If your lines come out where you're stuttering over yourself constantly while looking at the script, maybe you got to slow yourself down and pace yourself. But whatever it is, just practicing reading out loud is probably the best thing you can do when you first start out. And just make sure you ask for advice and be open to take criticism. I've met some voice actors who were able to do great impressions of characters in media, and everyone thought they were the greatest thing ever, and then they fall out of favor once they are needed to do other things besides just doing an impression. If you can build up your ability to act, you will outlive somebody who is just there for doing impressions, because acting is very important. And if you're in a school, if you're like high school age, try to get involved in your theater or drama clubs or whatever you might have, or even being in music classes or music courses where you sing, where you learn how to use your voice, because your voice is like an instrument. It's also a muscle, and you've got to train it. And you'll see people who sound so great, but they've spent years to get where they're at. So yeah, that's what I'd suggest doing, is get yourself practiced. Make sure to be able to take criticism. People will be polite as long as you're polite. So it's pretty easy to find somebody who's willing to share information if they got it. And like I said, go out to that playlist and listen to those videos, watch them, because he tells you everything you need to know. It's the same thing I follow, and the same advice I give to everybody.
All right. Well, maybe I'll get you to link me that, and I'll throw that in the description as well, so people will be able to find that a lot easier and actually follow. Yeah. So, and I guess this is the last question. So, how can people follow you personally and find other projects you've been in?
Okay, so I got a channel of the same name, Joybuzzahz. I post kind of parody videos where I take Japanese cartoons and I kind of restitch them together, reanimate them. A lot of tedious editing, and rewrite everything, and just get new voice actors recording it, and we have fun with that. Joybuzzahz is the name. And on my channel, there's also a playlist where I have linked every single video I've voiced in so far, and it looks like the list is up to 100 videos, which is kind of incredible to look back at, because I never imagined I'd be in some of the videos I'm in. And you'll be able to see Clash Island on that playlist when it comes out.
Awesome, glad to hear it. I'll be sure to also link your channel in the description down below as well. But yeah, thank you for taking time to do the interview. I really do appreciate it, and I really hope that we can do some sort of like cast screening of the pilot before it releases on the 14th, because that would be cool. Maybe get everyone's reaction to the pilot. But either way, I want to thank you for taking the time today to do this quick interview, and I want to thank you for the response you gave and helping people with becoming voice actors, because it's one of the questions I get asked quite a bit is, you know, can I voice act in your project? And like I'm trying to only really cast people who are trying to do this professionally or want to be serious about it. So I think directing people to sources that will allow them to take voice acting seriously, or at least be a little bit more on par with what everybody else is kind of doing, is very helpful for a lot of people.
Yes. Thank you for having me on here. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you letting me be on your project. This is awesome.
Yeah, I've enjoyed all the ironic shit going on with the CDawg stuff, so that's been nice. But anyways, that's it for us today, and we'll see you guys in the next interview with the next voice actor. Thank you for watching.
Yep, thank you.